The gears are turning and the fires are burning. When the world takes a round, your voice is talking all inside.
Hi, I'm Bunny Bennett from Steam Powered Giraffe. In Steam Powered Giraffe, I play Rabbit, and we are a singing musical robot band. It involves pantomime and comedic shtick and 5-part harmonies. It's a lot of fun. We just won the award for Best Family Entertainment and Best Local Band for San Diego, so we're very excited.
Wow. Again, I am Arianna. I am the returning Jumpstart Youth Coordinator for the 2013-2014 year. So to begin our interview, you're an actor and musical artist and a founding member of the band Steam Powered Giraffe.
Yes.
What has that experience been like for you?
I didn't even know that I was until you just read that. It sounds impressive, though. Let me just be honest. It's been interesting. I didn't really, think about doing all of this. It wasn't the game plan. I always kind of hoped, but hey, it fell into my lap, and it's been a real pleasure. It's like at least 30% of my life is complete, I think, because of getting to do what I love.
You co-founded Steam Powered Giraffe when you were still in college. What was that experience like?
I had just dropped out of art school because it was just awful. The industry was just felt very broken to me. I was going to be a game design major, like video games, and that was just a stupid idea because I was out of high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I dropped out of art college. I went to community college, Grossmont Community College, and I found I had a knack for mime. I met Jerry Hager, took his acting class. And that's where I met some of our early members, and I convinced my brother to take his classes, and we found, hey, we're really good at this pantomime thing, and not in a million years would we have thought, hey, we're gonna do this for a living, but we do. So yeah, and we formed the band just because we really liked the robot, and it kind of just grew from there.
So we're going to take it back a couple steps. We're going to go back to high school. Wonderful time. Did you ever personally experience bullying in high school? And if so, how did you maintain resiliency?
Yeah, I wasn't one of the cool kids in high school, but I wasn't picked on for any other reason than that I was just kind of smart and quiet. And I had long hair, and I got mistaken for a girl a lot, which wasn't actually a good thing. Back then, being ridiculed, I kind of wanted to just, fit in. Nowadays, I'm like kicking myself because it's like, man, I had this long, beautiful hair, and now I have no hair. But yeah, no, I got picked on along with my brother, like constantly, which was pretty terrible. Just made life miserable, and all I was trying to do was get through the public schools, but it was just god awful, just terrible.
Now, was there any supportive staff members or faculty that you can turn to for support?
Not really. There's a good problem with bullying in our schools. And honestly, as a kid, you kind of just take it all in. I don't know if I was necessarily afraid to bring this up. Every once in a while I did when it got a little too scary. But honestly, even then, I don't think anyone was out to kill me or something. It was just, they were just acting out, and I think a part of me was aware of that. But they were actually kind of liked me in a way, I know it seems kind of weird, but they liked the attention I brought them because of humiliating me in front of other people. But they also really liked that I was talented, and they tried to bully me into drawing stuff for them because I was really good at that. And so I don't know. Part of me understood that this is their problem, but it still didn't make it any better.
Right.
Yeah.
What was your school school environment like in regards to anti-bullying and harassment? Do you think they were safe and inclusive students for LGBT students? Now, I know you told me about that it was bullying in general, but did you notice any targeting bullying, or was it just everyone got bullied?
Yeah, it was like the early 90s, so I don't think a lot of those programs had actually come into existence, I guess. I mean, at least I wasn't aware of them. And as a kid, I really didn't have a concept of of the differences of sexual preference. I guess late in high school, there definitely was, I think, but I wasn't really aware. I was still getting bullied in high school. And, by senior year, I had become a popular kid, and I just didn't even care at that point because I was in the drama department, and, almost everyone's gay there, so it was a much better experience my senior year, and that once I kind of got on top, and I was, the head of that kind of social mountain, it doesn't matter, I had achieved enough that my peers couldn't make fun of me anymore. I don't know. I guess that senior year, no one really cares anymore about bullying.
Since your schools, there wasn't very many programs, by any chance of the stretch of the imagination, was there a GSA, or did you participate in events like the Day of Silence?
No. I wish I could say my school was this. I'm sure they are now, but once again, it was also not the best of schools. I won't say what it was, but it was undergoing a lot of reform. I hear it's even better these days, but there really wasn't. And if there was, it was a minority because it wasn't on the school announcements that I could recall.
GSA members, like band members, have to work together to achieve their shared goals. Having been in a successful band, do you have any suggestions on how to facilitate good teamwork?
Yeah, I think tolerance is a big part of it. There's a lot of people that you won't like or just don't see eye to eye with, but tolerance goes a long way. I think definitely, in high school, one of the most important things that you're doing is building social skills. So joining up, in the program that you're talking about, or the drama department, or the band department, it helps build community skills. And, all that social interaction is very important. So, just, learn how to work with people because humans are social creatures, and you really gotta just suck it up and deal with the a-holes.
So, music can often be a source of inspiration for people in times of struggle. What song or artist might you suggest to a person who is working to empower oneself in response to bullying?
Like a particular artist?
Song or artist, it could be like jazz.
Well, there's this band called Steam Powered Giraffe, and we're pro-feminists and gay and all those, we're just really progressive, and it's great music, and we're really against alcohol and drugs, so it's good for the kids. Yeah, so I would definitely check those guys out. And also, ELO is pretty sweet, I don't know, it always just makes me feel good.
Yeah, I understand that you identify as transgender. What has transitioning meant to you?
It's a big question.
There's this part too.
Oh.
Did you recently come out? Was there a lot of fear in that? And what was the fear about? Does that help you?
Yeah, well, I guess I came out publicly in 2008 after I saw Watchmen the movie. And, it was a decent movie. I guess it just kind of inspired me that, I like doing art and I should just be myself. But I came out to my brother first, like maybe in 2005, and then shortly after my parents. I just said, back then I just said I was a cross-dresser, that's all I knew. And it took me many more years to kind of realize how far that went. So, I posted this blog in 2008, and we had just started Steam Powered Giraffe in January 2008, so there was a little bit of a following, some fans who had seen Set Bobo, and everyone was really supportive. But I've kind of kept to myself after high school, so I didn't have any friends to lose, or so most people were, if not a little weirded out by it, they just kind of didn't care. So I think that's good. My family, my brother's been really supportive, and my family, they kind of have a very passive attitude, so it didn't bother them the slightest. Honestly, the stuff that they've done is probably worse than anything that my humble sensibilities have created. So I don't know, I haven't felt a lot of opposition, though I know it's out there. I'm not ignorant of it, but really, where it matters most, the people that are closest to me have been nothing but supportive. So it really was a good experience. It kind of alleviates all this. I feel very closed in. And for the longest time, I just thought, well, I'm some sort of sick pervert. Like this must just be fetishism, And I just felt awful, like how am I ever going to share this with anyone? Is it right to? And yeah, so. But I guess those are the questions that we all have when you kind of go deeper down the rabbit hole, and you kind of realize that you're a little bit eccentric by today's standards. And I do the bunny ears because really it's kind of a weird place that we live in.
How has your transgender status affected your music and your relationship with other band members?
Well, in the music, I guess, definitely there is some underlying themes in there. I think the most obvious, this is just kind of a nod to the fans, but in our song Suspender Man, it's about like suspenders and your pants keep falling down, so you could wear a belt, and then it's like at the very end of the song it says, or you could wear a dress and have no need. As I said dress, I wink to the audience every time. I don't know if anyone's ever caught that, but it's kind of like a nice little nod that, hey, I like to wear women's clothing. And, it's just a funny song, so it does work its way in. Definitely there's some deeper themes that you can dig up from our songs. But, because it's sort of an act that is already packaged with a lot of science fiction themes, and we're kind of portraying characters, a lot of that deeper meaning gets a little harder to find because it's already such a imaginative act. We're already kind of putting on this facade. It's not like, you might listen to Radiohead or something and you'll get the meaning a little bit quicker, but with us it's kind of, you have to get past that robot facade. As far as the band members, they've really just, I guess there's a lot of passive people in my life. They just don't really care. So there wasn't really a response, and I think there's sort of that respect that kind of goes with it. No one really cares. I've admitted it to a lot of people and they don't really mind. I mean, primarily we're there to do a job, and it doesn't as long as it doesn't become a problem for the company, which I can't imagine how it would. They don't really care. And as my friends, because we are friends, it just doesn't bug them that much. And even if it does, they're very supportive and open to kind of learning more about it in their own way. We don't really, it's not an issue that keeps being brought up.
What have you taken away from your transition experience that you hope to convey to a young person struggling with their gender identity and expression?
I guess the thing is to explore it early on, and don't be afraid if you start changing your mind, because I see a lot of our fans are actually transgendered. A lot of them are. I don't know why. There's a lot of young women who want to be men, and they seem so young, and they tell me their parents just don't believe them, or they're not sure themselves. And I really think it's important that it really shouldn't matter. Even for my age, I don't have everything worked out. I don't think I ever will. So I think they should keep in their minds that there should be some fluid movement between the genders, especially when you're finding yourself, because you shouldn't, if you kind of have this little quirk, you should probably explore the different sides of it, and eventually hopefully you'll come to a conclusion that maybe I want to be the opposite gender, or maybe I'm just one of those people that needs to fit in the middle. I don't want there to be these gendered molds that we have to fit into. So that can be very discouraging. It has been for me. Even with the community, seeing responses to other people's videos and posts online. A lot of people think you have to fit into certain stereotypes. That gay people are always this way, or that if you're transgender, you can't still be a straight man or a straight woman, or that gets a little confusing. But just that you have these preconceived notions, and they're just no person is the same. So what may be considered a sexual fetish, primarily, that may be, it may start out like that, it may manifest like that, but, and there's people that want to take the whole plunge and they need to be a woman or they need to be a man, 100%, Those people with the sexual fetish that, it does kind of turn them on, are not necessarily, pretending, or it's still a part of them. They have gender dysphoria, just because, it's a gray area. So I hope, kids will explore and not feel pressured to have to fit into anyone else's demands.
Who are your transgender role models and how have they influenced you, if you have any? Don't check.
I don't know, I guess, being an entertainer, I like to see other people who have, come out in the limelight, even though mine is still in its infancy. So I guess, Eddie Izzard is kind of I grew up watching his specials, and I didn't really think about it, like, as a kid, because I didn't know, who I was, but, it's cool to see people take that risk, and yeah, so Eddie Izzard, it's great, and there's probably a couple others, but, was it Lana Wachowski? Finally came out, the mysterious Wachowski brothers. There was all these rumors, they just wanted some private life, but that she felt the need to come out and kind of share that with everyone. It was really cool, and there was almost like no backlash. Everyone was like, which is great. So I really like that. It shows that we're heading in a good direction.
What impact does being trans have on your future, or does being trans not impact that? Will you continue to be yourself and being trans not an issue to keep bringing up? If that makes sense.
That's a good question, yeah. I don't know. In Steam Powered Giraffe, I play a man, and, it's a robot, so, he's a little androgynous to begin with. He kind of has a little bit of a rock star, all the band members kind of have a little bit of an androgyny to the way they dress, I think. But Rabbit, the most so, he has the tight pants and the Michael Jackson vest. And so he's already doing that kind of rock star type thing, so. But, he's a man, and, he has a deep voice. And, I don't really see it as a problem or like an obstacle for me to overcome, or that I'm going to change, his gender. If I did become a woman, and right now I'm not so sure, that's where I want to go, but if I did, I don't know if I'd change. Rabbit, it kind of depends on where I am. If I can still do the same voice, which I'm going to be able to, it's, costuming, no one would ever know. I don't know. The thing is, regardless of what I do, I think it's important that I separate my business from my personal life. Even though, it can be fun to fantasize that, wouldn't it be great if I was in drag? People could see that side of me on stage. That could be cool, but I also don't want it to warp my perspective and my goals. Like, isn't that just a selfish, little exhibition piece for me, rather than seeing what's best for the whole band? Not that anyone would have a problem with it, but I'm not so sure it can be done for the right reasons. If it's really going to bother me that I have to portray a man, maybe then, but it's not right now. So I really enjoy performing. It's a character. I don't see it as myself, and I'm okay with that.
Now, you mentioned you play a man on stage. How do you feel about your divergent gender roles in your personal life and your stage persona?
Well, I guess on stage, because I'm free to kind of do whatever I want. It has always been a positive place for me. I live for being up there. All the work that surrounds the band is just to get on stage for 20 minutes, and then you kind of forget, you do all this business work. And it's all just for that small little time that you get on stage, but it's worth it. And so I'm not really conscious of that on stage, but the thing that does kind of bug me is I get flirted with by a lot of moms, and man, they say some creepy stuff. And there's some women who flirt with me. They say things that normally it's like, oh, it should be a compliment, but because they don't know who I am. They're kind of just making broad assumptions, you know, about they might do to any performer. It kind of, it's like, you have me just totally wrong. Like they mention something like, man, you really moved your hips in this way, or some stuff I can't say on camera, but just some really like weird stuff. And I'm like, that kind of makes me feel like, you know, I'm not this macho man that you know, that's your pirate fantasy just because I'm wearing like some sort of headband and, you know, it's Steve McGrady, he looks like Jack Sparrow, but he's our sound guy. Anyways, yeah, it's, so I don't know, there's that, some people, they try to push this thing on you, which is fine. I like, you know, I'll take, hey, you look handsome, that's great, whatever, I'm obliged, but, you know, every once in a while, I think, you know, I don't like to be referred to as a stereotype, I guess, is what gets under my skin.
What messages do you want to pass? Message do you want to pass on to LGBT students and allies?
Well, I know it's cliched, but it gets better. And it only gets better if you try. I think that's what a lot of people leave out. Because it doesn't just get better magically, so you gotta try to make it better. I think I got a video blog somewhere that talks about that, but I can't remember the content. But I hear it's pretty good, and there's a lot of support in the community, and you should definitely turn to it, because unlike me, you know, I wasn't really aware. I don't even know if the community was around back in the AOL days. Maybe it was, but I was young and stupid. But you have all these social media sites, and you should definitely find support in them. And, you know, maybe your parents don't understand you. Maybe you don't understand yourself, but that's okay. You know, hopefully you should find comfort in knowing that your uniqueness is the best thing about you. And I know that sounds really trite and stupid, but it's true. So, yeah, focus on that. Focus on it that at least you're not just the average person who is going to live their life, you know, without greatness. So, kudos. We got a new CD coming out in the fall, and you're going to pick that up. You're going to tell your mom, I'm not going to eat dinner anymore unless I get the CD, because it's my newfound love in life, and I'm going to go to every one of their concerts.
Awesome. Thank you so much. A little chair hug.